Have you fallen down the cottage industry rabbit hole yet? Well, if not, buckle up, Alice, and click on over to the description in the show notes and sign up. Then you can get ready for the most fun induction into the cult of all things yarn and fiber. This will include, but not limited to, free yarn, free ebooks, patterns, coupons, and much more. You don't want to miss out.
You are listening to Crime, Coffee, and Crafts, a podcast featuring two crafty besties who love true crime and a good cup of joe.
Welcome to Spooky Tales Volume 5 for all lovers of macabre. We're your hosts, Kristen
and Heidi.
And this spooky tale is delivered to you on our favorite holiday,
Halloween.
It's Halloween! Yay! So, to celebrate, we are going to bring you two tales in one. So, Heidi, let's get down to it.
Okay. Our coffee today, Kristen and I have matching mugs today, by the way, just in case you're not watching.
And it was not planned.
They're funny because it's the many faces of Michael Myers. And it's excited, sleepy, confused, and jealous. Happy, sad, angry, and calm. And they're all the same.
All the same face.
Yeah. So today we're drinking the blood of our enemies.
And it is quite delicious.
It is very good.
Cheers to all of them.
Cheers.
Thank you for bringing us this delicious coffee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was talking about wanting to get a full-sized skeleton.
Yes, I've been wanting to get one too.
Okay, well, I found them on Amazon super cheap, so maybe I should have sent you the link because I'm a jerk and I didn't think to do that. So Dwight, I was picking him up from daycare, and he's like, "Well, I'll buy him for you. I'll buy one for you." And I was like, "Really?" Oh yeah. I was like, "Cool." So I found a set of them. Actually, it's a adult-sized one and a child-sized one that were cheaper than one full-sized one at most stores. So
nice.
I'm very excited for my new Halloween.
Are they on their way?
Decor. Oh, they're already there. Yeah. I've got one sitting in a chair out in our backyard waving at everybody.
Oh, that's right. You do.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, because they're formable. You can put them in positions.
I need one.
Yeah.
Yep. I could have him as my co-host.
That would be incredible. Why didn't I think of that?
Oh, and by the way, you like my new decor?
Yeah, everybody needs to see Kristen's decor, and I'm really hoping that it'll stay that way permanent.
It turned out pretty cool.
It's really cool. I love it. We need some crime scene tape.
So, and I'm going to premise this, okay? Listen, we all know I'm in law enforcement, but no, I did not use county funds.
Yeah, that's not.
The tape. I bought this tape at Five Below.
That's not real tape.
For $2. I spent $2 on my roll of tape, and no, it's not official crime scene tape. Just letting everybody know.
I think official crime scene tape is different looking.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. So are we ready?
I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Okay. So I wanted to do something a little different this time around because so far we've done places, which is really cool.
True.
Like all places, which is, a lot of like haunted places.
Yeah.
Today I wanted to do a cryptid of sorts.
Nice.
Have any of you who are listening and Kristen heard of a Skadegamutc?
I have not heard of that particular cryptid, but can you explain to our audience who might not know what a cryptid is, what a cryptid is?
A cryptid is just, like a monster. It's
folklore monster,
folkloric,
right? Yeah.
Depending on where it's coming from, it could be like a community belief. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily want to call it folklorish, this one specifically, because I think it's actually part of their beliefs, like their system,
part of their culture.
Most of the places you look, it is part of their folklore.
Like we have the Loch Ness Monster, we have Bigfoot.
Nessie is real. Bigfoot's real too.
But technically they're considered cryptids, are they not?
Yes, until we have complete evidence.
Right.
They're considered a cryptid.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one sounds interesting.
This one
I don't know why I haven't heard this one before.
Because it's not popularized. I specifically had to, I had never heard of this. Mm-hmm. I specifically had to look for indigenous cryptids.
Nice. Okay.
And that's when it popped up, and I was like, what the fuck is this thing? So the spelling is, most resources I found, it's Skadegamutc.
That's quite a word.
I know. And I was like, how do I say that? I had to.
Did you do the Google Translate audio?
Yeah, it was, but thankfully a lot of people had done phonetic spelling. So I was like, I can do this. So Skadegamutc have been considered to be a ghost, witch, vampire, zombie, shapeshifter.
Holy macaroni.
It's like all of your worst nightmares in
all
one.
In one.
Okay, but they also, the shapeshifter, they morph into a light, like a ball of light, which reminded me of one of your stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when they turn into a ball of light, that's their hunting situation.
Maybe that's what the garden light is.
That's what I'm wondering.
Interesting.
Yeah, except wouldn't there would be a lot more dead people.
I think so.
Yeah. So its origins come from indigenous people of North America, mostly the Wabanaki people. Wabanaki reside in the US and Canada. The Wabanaki believe a Skadegamutc is created when someone who is an evil sorcerer and practices black magic dies, but refuses to actually die, becoming undead.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was going to do that, and you did it. It was perfect. Kristen's in my head.
Well,
nothing new there. So a vampire or a zombie or both. And seriously, if this shit is real,
that's
scary.
Nar.
Nar. Okay. Even in death, Skadegamutc are extremely powerful creatures, still wielding the power of black magic. That's really scary.
Oh, that is creepy because they can still use their powers that they had when they were alive.
But once they become undead, they also have superhuman physical strength.
Oh.
Which is extra. They've also been known to curse their victims. Which that sucks. In the daytime, the Skadegamutc is said to look like a regular old zombie. Just, a corpse.
Oh.
Walking around.
Night of the Walking Dead. Night of the Living Dead.
She's mixing her zombies. Oh no. Now, when they are in their zombie form, daytime, that's when they're most vulnerable. So know this.
They can they can be taken out.
Remember that.
Time.
At night, when it morphs into a ball of light, be warned, because this is when it attacks. When in light form, the Skadegamutc can fly, allowing it to travel long distances in very short periods of time. According to the Wabanaki, Skadegamutc can camouflage themselves, blending into their surroundings.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they don't just shapeshift into a ball of light. They can just blend right in. Yikes. So this obviously allows them to be unseen by their potential prey.
Right.
And there are two different ways the Skadegamutc are known to attack. One of which is waiting for a straggler to fall behind or someone who is alone.
Are more vulnerable as a
Yeah.
victim. Sure.
The other way is when it's a brand new Skadegamutc. As soon as the open air funeral has finished for this person who died, who will become a Skadegamutc, and the mourners are resting afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
the Skadegamutc attacks.
Oh.
Yeah, feasting on the warm flesh and drinking the blood. Yeah.
Ooh.
And it requires those things to survive.
Right. To be
yeah.
stronger and
Skadegamutc are quick and quiet when they attack, often attacking from the air as they fly around in light form. Now you have to listen to this part. This is very important information in case you come
okay,
across
I'm remembering the daytime vulnerability. And now what do we have?
Weapons cannot harm the Skadegamutc.
It's like nothing. No
You can't
weapons.
shoot them. You can't cut them. It doesn't work. There's
Can
one.
I throw garlic cloves at it? Chuck it in the mouth. Boom. And it just goes explode.
Oh, that's hysterical. I have something funny in a second. Now, there's one way you can destroy it. It must be burned to ashes. Like it has to be completely charred ashes.
That's really hard to do.
And then, not just burning it to ashes, those ashes have to be scattered into the four winds. That's the only way. Yep. It's the only known way to prevent the Skadegamutc from returning and wreaking its revenge upon monster hunters.
Revenge.
Yes.
Now, you could maybe do water ablation, the
I wonder if that
cremation,
would work.
because it pulverizes bodies into finer ash and breaks down all the bones.
Is it technically ash?
Your bones? Or like what it...
Afterwards, I think it has to be charred.
Oh.
Yeah, charred ashes.
Yeah, that's
so
maybe you could light the ashes on fire after.
Right. Yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea. What I was thinking is like, a flamethrower.
Oh, yeah.
That
just
would be
like that sumbitch.
Yeah. Yes, that would be incredible. And that's it. I have a couple of sources. There is a blog called Demon Hunters Compendium.blogspot.com. And then the paranormalguide.com had some little bits of information. But the funny thing is, yesterday I went grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And I found a vintage cheddar called Vampire Slayer. It has garlic in it. And you just reminded me of it because you said garlic.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so watch out for the Skadegamutc, people.
It sounds very dangerous.
It is.
I do not want to confront one.
No.
It is what nightmares will be of now.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have any of those.
I usually just have nightmares of not waking up and getting to work.
Yeah. You're like, thanks a lot, OCD.
It stinks. It does.
All right. Kristen's got something for us now.
Yes. Now,
And
I'm looking
not
forward. As fun as that one, but
yeah,
this one is.
But still,
yeah, this is a Halloween tale of horror and just absolute sadness.
Yeah, she's bringing us down, y'all. Way down.
Bringing it down a notch.
It's okay. It's fine.
Okay, so I know I've said this before, but what I'm about to tell you is what nightmares and horror movies are made of. So imagine, if you will, driving or walking down the road during October, during spooky season, during Halloween, and in the road is a headless body. And the head 20 feet from the headless body.
Middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
The fuck? I would definitely do a double take.
Yeah.
Because that's just who I am. I'm super cautious. But like, I'm sure a lot of people were just like, funny Halloween decoration.
At first, folks did think it was a sick, practical Halloween joke.
Yikes.
Until someone went and touched the body.
God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone went up to it and investigated. And they're like, no, that's not fake.
They were like,
yeah.
Poke, poke.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh, God. I just thought about the oozing that probably happened when they poked it.
It was pretty fresh.
Yeah.
October 28th, 2014 changed the Ward family forever. So, who was this headless body and what happened?
Ooh, spooky.
Patricia Ward was a professor at Farmingdale State College in Long Island, New York. She sadly met her end, and neighbors say they saw a man drag her body from her home into the street, where he then kicked her severed head.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Nick Gordon told the Post, I looked through my window and saw the body down there. I saw the lady laying right in front and her head was across the street close to the corner. I thought, holy shit.
I mean,
yeah. The neighbor also said the floor was covered with blood and smears that looked like someone pulled and dragged a body.
Oh, grah.
Yeah. So, poor Patricia. She was 2 days from helping her son Derek Ward get his antipsychotic medication.
Oh, no.
Derek was a 35-year-old man, and he had a lifetime of mental illness.
Oh, man.
And his mother spent much of her time trying to help him live a normal life. Like, forever and ever, she had him on her medical insurance and did her best to keep him on his antipsychotics. But him being older, she couldn't claim as a dependent anymore, even though he lived with her and she supported him, but they wouldn't allow him to be on her medical insurance.
That's ridiculous. He should have been allowed, because
I agree.
If he is legally a dependent, that should be allowed.
There might have been some bureaucratic paperwork issues or whatever.
That just pisses me off.
It just happens in in the medical world because people want more.
It's like if you
they
can
just want
claim
more
them,
and more money.
if you can claim them on your taxes, you should be able to have them on your insurance. Period.
I agree. So unfortunately, as an adult, Derek could no longer be on our medical insurance, and he had trouble getting his own. So when he couldn't get his medication, his mother, Patricia, had finally found he was on Medicaid. So but it was very difficult to be able to see a psychiatrist when he had Medicaid. But she tracked down a psychiatrist that would work with him, and they had an appointment that Friday. And it was going to cost her, though, $200 out of pocket.
Right.
She was willing to do that for her son. She wanted him. And mind you, she had another son who had passed away from drug overdose. So she didn't want to lose another son. So she was doing everything she could to help him. He needed help. Patricia's brother, she had a brother who was a reverend. His name was Robert Lubrano, and I hope I'm saying that right. But he is quoted to say she was a gentle, loving mother who tried valiantly to care for her family. Robert stated that Derek battled psychiatric problems for the past decade, but he had never been a violent person. He'd never seen him strike out at his mother. He never had a gun. He never he never raised a hand to her. Was always kind and peaceful. But this is all about mental illness and the difficulty of getting the psychiatrist. Robert is said to have broke down crying and said she had an appointment set up for Friday. She finally met a compassionate psychiatrist, but she would never make it to see him. We never got a real diagnosis. We thought it was schizophrenia or depression. So unfortunately, though, the Wednesday before, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. No, Tuesday, because October 28th, 2014 was a Tuesday. Before the appointment on that Tuesday, Derek snapped. They don't know what happened or why. They just know the timeline and the circumstances and what witnesses saw.
If it was schizophrenic,
he could have had a paranoid episode.
For sure.
He was quoted in saying that noises were bothering him, and his mother had dropped a fork the Monday before, and he acted out with yelling and just screaming about his head hurting, and that the noise was too much. And that was when she finally had gotten the appointment after that episode.
Damn.
Her family had urged her to seek law enforcement help.
Right.
But she said, they'll kill my son. I don't want to call them because they'll kill my son.
They probably would have, because he probably would have come out of control. And
I mean, it's happened time and time again. And it just comes down to our poor medical health towards mental illness, the way we think about mental health. And so unfortunately, because of his mental illness, he killed his mother, but he didn't just kill her, he cut off her head.
Yeah.
And it said that he sat with her body in their blood-spattered apartment for several minutes. He then dragged his mother's lifeless body out of the apartment onto the street. To where he left the body, and then he decided to kick her head to this other side of the street. That's the hard part for me.
That's
it's like,
extra.
Did he think like in his psychotic episode, did he somehow think that she was this terrible, awful whatever, and that's why he had to be so brutal?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's the only way to kill the monster.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, like what was going on in his head. But unfortunately, we'll never know, because Derek walked to the railroad station close by and threw himself in front of a train.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, he realized what he did.
Or I think he just wanted to probably end the noises in his head.
Yeah.
Like, he just
maybe
just ended it. I don't know. I don't know if he knew what he did.
Wow.
But so what passerbys thought was just a crazy Halloween prop turned out to be a sad murder-suicide.
Damn.
And it is a story that should inspire folks to get regular mental health checks and keep up with self-care. I am terrible at self-care and I need it, but it's hard to find.
Yeah, but even self-care that you do while you're multitasking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell this to everyone, but I'm really telling you. Even while you're multitasking, while you're making coffee, you could be putting a face mask on. That is self-care. Even while you're fucking busy and going crazy, just do something small.
Yeah.
Put hand lotion on. That is a form of self-care that I always forget. Well, obviously my hands are wrecked.
Well, as we can see, the bags under my eyes,
we can't see them. What are you talking about? My sister.
I cleverly wear glasses.
Yeah, my sister, who does not listen, because she's not a true crime person, puts coffee. Just dab coffee straight out of your mug. That is self-care. Dab it under your eyes.
I almost think I need to just buy hemorrhoid cream.
Don't do that, because if you use it too often, it will bruise you.
Ew.
Fun fact.
I wasn't serious about that, but
people actually do.
People do it. People do it. People do it.
It's a beauty queen way.
So our society needs to do better. We need to put more money into mental health.
Hell yeah.
And I'm sorry to this family. This horrific act of violence and death should have never occurred.
Yeah.
And this is my crazy Halloween tale, which at first it sounded crazy and interesting. And I was like, what is this? Decapitated body in the street. Like, what do you mean?
And then it was a true crime
And then it was a true crime tale that just made me sad.
But it's important.
Yeah. And there's no real closure for Patricia and Derek's family, but I do hope that they can find some peace.
Yeah. Seriously. Oh my God. Well, thank you for bringing that one to the table. That's horrific.
Yeah.
And
maybe we should have ended this volume 5 with your skidamarinky dinky dink.
Skadegamutc.
Skadegamutc. Thank you. I'm not poking fun. I just forgot the name.
That is it's a hard word to say.
It's very difficult.
I had to practice several days.
Yeah.
To be able to say Skadegamutc.
Skadegamutc.
Yeah. Just think ska, day, ga, much, but like mooch. Yeah, fucking mooch. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
So happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween. That was fucking spooky. Spooky.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say, just to add to this, we were in France. Before I met you, we took a trip, backpacking trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in Paris or France somewhere, and we were on the subway.
Mm-hmm.
And we weren't allowed to stop at this one location because a man had just been stabbed, and
oh God,
he was laying with the
Oh, God.
So when I was reading this, that kind of
Okay.
reminded me of that, of what I saw there.
But did you look out the window when you rode by?
Yeah.
Of course
I
did.
saw this stuff.
Of course she did.
Yeah. I mean,
I would have too.
but it had just happened. Like
it's human
minutes.
nature to want to see the train wreck, basically. That's
Yeah.
essentially what it is.
Yeah. So minutes before, a man had been stabbed.
Damn.
And yeah.
That's gnarly.
Nar.
Yeah. All right. So until next Halloween season.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
That is it for Spooky Tales.
Spooky Tales
2022. We'll see you in 23 for more.
Yeah.
All right. Ta-ta.
For now.
Thanks for listening to Crime, Coffee, and Crafts. If you love our podcast, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. This helps us more than you know. If you really love us and want to support us, go to our website at www.crimecoffeeandcrafts.com. From there, you can join our Patreon, shop our merch, and find us on social media.